Hello guys, and welcome to the next tachograph tutorial video of transport info. After the last video, if you remember, we have started the definitions already, and now we just continue with the definitions. The next one is daily rest period, and we have three different kind of daily rest period. Let's take a look on the explanation. Daily rest period means the daily period during which a driver may freely dispose of his time and covers a regular daily rest period and a reduced daily rest period. Okay, that's two, because actually we have the regular, which is at least 11 hours, and we have the reduced, which is at least 9 hours but less than 11 hours. Here we are, at least 9 hours but less than 11 hours. And of course we have the split daily break. In that case you have 3 hours uninterrupted period, and that's the first part of the break, somewhere in the middle of the day, and the second part at the end of the day. You should take at least 9 hours again. But let's take a quick look on the picture because it's easier to understand, and there is one more very important information regarding to daily rest periods, and that's a very common mistake actually. But first, just take a look on the split daily rest. You have 3 uninterrupted hours here, and of course at least 9 hours at the end of the day. And here is the regular daily rest, which is at least 11 hours or more, of course, and the reduced daily rest, which is 9 hours, at least 9 hours, but of course less than 11 hours. But as I mentioned before, there is a very important actually mistake. Lots of drivers just make that mistake actually, as these particular daily rest periods has to be within your 24 hours period. What does it mean? When you start your shift somewhere here at the beginning of the day, or whenever actually, it just starts your 24 hours period. And you can see actually here down, but I just scroll down. You have 24 hours period just to finish your so-called day, okay? And if you want to take a regular daily rest, then at least you have to take at least 11 hours, but that 11 hours break has to be within the 24 hours period. And the reduced daily rest, that's the same. So you have your 24 hours period, which is actually your day, and that 9 hours break has to be within that 24 hours period. And of course the split daily rest is the same. So the 3 somewhere here at midday, and at the end of the day you have 9 hours, and it has to be within the 24 hours period. And as you see here, actually many times your day is not 24 hours period but shorter. So you can see some examples here. This driver just drove 4.5 hours and that's it, and then he took 9 hours break, which is a reduced daily rest, and then the new 24 hours period just started again here. Okay, that's almost the same, but as you see, there are two driving periods, 4.5, 4.5, which is 9 hours, and 1 hour break, which is 10 hours, plus 11, which is 21 hours altogether, so it's shorter than 24 hours period. Of course, you can do that, and when you finished your break, your day, which is the new 24 hours period, it just starts again. But again, I have to mention it again because it's very important and very expensive mistake. Whatever break you want to take, it has to be within the 24 hours period. So that's it. Now go back to that's the explanation, and the next one is weekly rest period. I go back to the regulation. Regular. Okay, here we are. Weekly rest period. That's easy. We have two different kind of weekly rest period, which is the regular weekly rest period, which is at least 45 hours. And the next one is the reduced weekly rest period, which is at least 24 hours, but less than 45 hours. Because if you take a look on the explanation, no, that's it. The weekly, that's the regular, at least 45 hours, and the reduced, less than 45 hours, but at least the minimum period, 24 consecutive hours. Okay. And the next one is the week. And the week, as a definition, it's very important. It will be very important in the future. So, yeah, that's the week. A week means the period of time between 0 on Monday and 24 on Sunday, actually according to UTC time. So it's very important. So you have to remember, as we have couple of regulation connection with the week, connection with this definition week. So you have to remember this. Okay, and the next one is driving time, which is very simple. All your time which is automatically or semi-automatically recorded as driving. Okay, so your tachograph will do that. It's very simple. Daily driving time. That's the total driving time between the end of one daily rest period and the beginning of the next one. Or, of course, if your next rest period is a weekly rest period, then between your previous daily rest and the following daily or weekly rest. Whatever, but the most important, as I said before, the day means your 24 hours period. So you have that particular 24 hours period, and the total driving time will be your daily driving time. But at this stage, the day doesn't mean the date, the given date or the given day as a calendar day. So that will be your 24 hours period. Weekly driving time. Here is the first one, when you have to remember what does it week means. And the weekly driving time, the total driving time during the week. Simple as that. Maximum permissible mass. That's very simple. Maximum authorized operating mass of vehicle when fully laden. Regular passenger services means, okay, we have the regulation here. National carriage of passengers by coach and bus. Multi-manning. Okay, multi-manning means the situation where during each period of driving between any 2 consecutive daily rest periods or between a daily rest period and a weekly rest period, there are at least 2 drivers in the vehicle to do the driving. And the most important part, for the first hour of multi-manning, the presence of another driver or drivers is optional, but for the remainder of the period, it is compulsory. That means the second driver has to jump in within the first hour, or of course they can start together, or the second driver has to jump into the truck within the first hour, and they have to work together at least until the next daily rest period. So that's the point actually. Okay, the next one is the transport undertaking, means any natural person, any legal person, any association or group of persons with a legal personality. So actually that's the business, okay? So I think it's very simple, right? Driving period means the accumulated driving time from when a driver commences driving following a rest period or a break until he takes a rest period or a break. The driving period may be continuous or broken. Okay, that's the so-called 4.5 hours period, because following a rest or a break until he takes the next rest or a break which is 45 minutes or split break, but the driving period is actually that particular driving period, which could be maximum 4.5 hours. So between 2 breaks, between a rest period or a break altogether, but that will be again another very important definition in the future. So go back to the regulation, driving the non-commercial carriage. Okay, I just explained this in the previous video, so I don't want to repeat. And the next one is chapter 2. So that's it for now, guys. In the next video, we are going to start with the driving time regulations, driving time, rests, daily rests, weekly rests, whatsoever. So we will start with the most important part of the regulation. So we will start learning what to do and how to do with the tachograph and how to apply the regulation itself. So as I said before, that's it for now. As I used to say, just keep your money in your wallet. In the meantime, don't forget to subscribe and see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.